afternoon. Today is the 22nd of September 2018 and this is a news update for the Common Law Court. The people can now confirm that for the first time in this country we currently have two separate judicial jurisdictions operating. The first of these jurisdictions is that of the state and the statutory courts. The second of these jurisdictions is that of the people and the Common Law Court. We can also confirm that within the statutory courts recently, both in England and Scotland, sheriffs and judges have taken the view that they have to recognise the existence of the Common Law Court as a separate jurisdiction. They've also had to accept that the Common Law Court papers are lawful and that the Common Law Court itself is also lawful. Until the Common Law Court recently resumed its role in society, the state had deliberately misled the people into thinking that they actually have only one option to obtain a lawful remedy, that of the statutory court, which is not the case. This has created a monopoly situation and one which is run by a corporation for profit. Well, let's look at the two separate jurisdictions just now for a comparison. The Statute Court. The Statute Court is a corporation. It's run for profit and it's not run for justice. Individuals who deal with disputes are paid members of staff who cannot possibly be impartial. These individuals are paid by the state. They are there to protect the state, protect their colleagues, and to protect corporations. Statute courts can only deal with dead entities and corporations, legal fictions, which they refer to as persons. If as a client you wish to use this system to address a wrong, you have to pay for the privilege. You pay to cite the opposition, you pay to lodge a case, you pay for any diet or any hearings, and this process is unnecessarily drawn out to obtain money or to make money. As a client, you are not allowed to represent yourself as a man or a woman. You have to obtain legal representation, which would normally be a solicitor or an advocate, a lawyer, a barrister. Whether or not these individuals are competent or not, and whether or not they're actually working for your interests, doesn't matter, as long as they make money. Even if you have a prima facie case and the evidence is not in dispute, you're not always guaranteed a result within this system. Currently, there are fewer and fewer checks within this system. So if someone is incompetent, negligent or even criminal, they are never held accountable within this system, which means it's open to abuse. Now, the Common Law Court is actually a lawful court. It's based upon natural law. This extols the virtues to cause no harm, loss or injury to any flesh and blood man or woman. The Common Law Court can only deal with flesh and blood men and women. These individuals will have recorded their birth with the Common Law Court and also obtained ownership of the legal fiction. The use of the Common Law Court is free. There's no need to obtain legal representation, a solicitor, a lawyer, etc. And all Common Law Court officials and jury members are actually comprised of volunteers from the local community. Decisions within the Common Law Court must be unanimous, and they're made by a jury which consists of at least 12 men and women who have sworn an oath to act responsibly on behalf of the people and to reach a lawful decision. The whole process within a Common Law Court takes a number of weeks to complete, from start to finish. The common law court is superior to the statutory court for all time, simply because it's based on fundamental first principles of law, and this enshrines the common law right to have a dispute settled by a jury of your peers. These peers do not have a vested interest. Accordingly, what you have to remember is that as a sovereign people, we actually have the authority in this country. You have the authority to hold individuals accountable for causing harm, loss or injury. Feel free to challenge the state, the officials, challenge your MPs, your MSPs, the First Minister or the Prime Minister, the police, council officials, any statutory employee. Each and every one are accountable for their behaviour. Challenge them to respect the rule of the common law. These individuals either accept the rule of common law or they work against the people. Please share this information. Remember, we currently have 2 separate judicial jurisdictions operating. The choice is yours. For further updates, please also visit the following website: www.commonlawcourt.com. Thank you for joining today.